Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing a television show from the 1980s and several specials over the years in the 90s and 2000s, which aired mostly on NBC and then occasionally on ABC. And there was, of course, this TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes, which eventually, when it was on ABC, it was just called TV's Bloopers, and they cut out the practical joke stuff. Originally, the original hosts of TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes were Ed McMahon and Dick Clark, and they were great on screen together. And then, of course, when Ed McMahon, I think it was about the time when Johnny Carson at the Tonight Show, Ed McMahon pretty much retired from doing TV's Bloopers with Dick Clark, and Dick Clark just hosted them by himself for a few specials over the years, just to fill up airtime. So occasionally, just to fill up airtime, instead of running a rerun, they would have a blooper show, and then of course it aired for a while in the 2000s before Dick Clark had his strokes, on ABC. Of course, TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes was a 1 hour show, and it was, funny. And the table of bloopers that were shows was there was show once in a blue moon there was show sports bloopers once in a while, but most of the bloopers that were show were stuff from television shows. And like I said, when the show was on when TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes was on NBC, they would show mostly NBC shows. They have bloopers, like the soap operas or from the 1 hour drama shows that have a blooper in it, or something wouldn't work, like a phone wouldn't ring, or wouldn't ring properly, or a door wouldn't open up, or a cast member, an actor trying to open up a door and the door wouldn't open, or the refrigerator wouldn't open, or they're in the kitchen scene, or it will show bloopers again and again, and it will show several takes of it. And so, on some of these bloopers, it will show like several takes. Or somebody screws up a line, it will show that. Or they come down with a case of the giggles, they couldn't stop themselves from laughing, they'll show that. And also they will show news bloopers. Of course, most of the news bloopers are, of course, sometimes, unfortunately, live. Because naturally, of course, the local news is, of course, a live show, and sometimes things happen. Like a boom mic will fall down and hit a weatherman on the head, or, the mics wouldn't work, or the sound will cut off in the middle, or wouldn't go on at all, and you just hear it going like this. And it's talking, and no sounds will be coming out. Stuff like that. But of course, the highlight of TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes is, of course, the practical jokes. And they will show 2 an hour, one in the early part of the show and one at the end of the show. And they will pick several celebrities to pull a practical joke on them. And usually it will be like someone like either a family member, or the agent, or a fellow cast member would do jokes on it. And some of these practical jokes are on YouTube. Not all of them, but I count them more. One of them in particular stars, or the victim, the practical joke victim, was Stephanie Kramer, the beautiful and drop-dead gorgeous Stephanie Kramer from the NBC show Hunter. Her publicist and her co-star from Hunter, Fred Dwyer, pulled a joke on him. And it was one of the biggest practical jokes that the show ever pulled. They bring in this big crane to move Stephanie Kramer's house over like 2 inches or whatever, just because for a highway construction or something. And it was really, really bizarre. And her reaction, Stephanie Kramer's reaction to when they told her, okay, this was a practical joke by Dick Clark, and for TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes. I'm thinking Ann and Dick, they run the show. I mean, it was really, hysterical and how hysterical funny. And there was one with Kim Fields from The Facts of Life, trying to get dentures taken out, stuff like that. And dentist, not dentures, or braces. Excuse me, I meant to say braces. There's also one with Cyndi Lauper, like I said, I don't know if there's any of these practical jokes on YouTube. I know the 70 Kramer one is, but I don't know how many other ones are online. I know there's one with Stevie Wonder, and of course, when VH1 did the show I Love the 80s series, I know there are 3 different versions of it, but one of them, I don't remember exactly which show it was, but which version was the first version, original version, second version, on the third one. They talked about TV's bloopers and practical jokes, and they showed the one with Stevie Wonder. Of course, when they do a practical joke on somebody, 9 times out of 10, it's the cameras are hidden. And of course, anybody knows who the singer Stevie Wonder knows that the guy is blind. So what difference does it make to him if it's a camera hidden somewhere? He can't. The bastard can't. The son of a bitch can't see it. So it's like kind of cool to put a hidden camera on Stevie Wonder because he can't see it. I mean, that's kind of dumb. And then other people know that Stevie Wonder is blind. He's not going to be able to see the cameras anyway. Hello? I mean, think, people. Think. But as a show itself, it was one of the first shows to show bloopers on television. Because you never really see the bloopers or the mistakes the actors, because the actors can make mistakes just like anybody else can. But this was the first real format. Well, previously he did a review about Don Nichols, and he hosted a show with Steve Lawrence that competed with TV bloopers and practical jokes, like Super Duper Bloopers or All Star Bloopers or something like that. But I never put any practical jokes on anybody, like this show did. But of course, over the years, like I said, when Dick Clark also produced the show as well, or his production company did. So when Ed McMahon didn't stop co-hosting the show with Dick Clark, you had Dick Clark by himself, and he did have occasionally we have actors who discussing what the bloopers are and discussing what the scene is or to set up the clips. And then they also used to have towards the end of the run of TV's bloopers, it was called Bloopers eventually. They had Len Berman, who was a local sports anchor at the time, a local NBC affiliate here in New York, and he used to do a segment called Spanning the World, and he would do a Spanning the World segment on bloopers. He would show sports bloopers, and of course they got the biggest laugh. And of course, his tagline. Well, Len Berman had a couple of taglines in that. When somebody would get hit and they would fall down or would hurt themselves, Len Berman would always say, "And nobody got hurt," and he's not seriously hurt. And so they got a big, laugh. Hey, and nobody got hurt. And of course, when Len Berman first did Spanning the World, I think it was like almost 30 years ago, they would end with, and this was Spanning the World if there is a next time. Because originally, Spanning the World used to be a one-time bit, but then got a bunch of letters and calls. So can you do that again? With Spanning the World, and that thing lasted like about 15 years before Len Berman got fired by NBC. Fuck you, Bruce Beck, that piece of crap. But going back to TV's bloopers, I think the show was really, really funny. I mean, nowadays there's videos up on YouTube of different kinds of, mostly news bloopers, when people running in the background, acting like a jerk in the background, or if it's a female reporter kissing the female reporter, or a woman kissing a man reporter doing a live broadcast from a location somewhere, or there's one famous clip of Arthur Chin, who was a local reporter here in New York. He was working for a local CBS affiliate, and he was doing the early morning news broadcast, and he was staying by a subway station, and 2 people walked up the steps with an Opie and Anthony sign, and you couldn't hear what they were saying, but thank you. We're having a thunderstorm right now as I'm doing this video. And you couldn't hear what they were saying. They were saying like Bubba Booey or whatever the hell they were saying, these 2 guys. So Arthur Chin, and this was live on television. It was not taped. Arthur Chin, and they didn't cut away from Arthur Chin. He turns around and says, What the fuck is your problem, man? To that, and because he said the F word on live television, he was, by that day or the next day, he got fired. And then he was working another channel. I think he was working for a local Fox affiliate here in New York. Lightning strike. And that was one of the most infamous clips, and that clip is on YouTube. Right now. So, but TV Bloopers and Practical Jokes is definitely one of the more popular shows, and excuse me. Now, like I said, I don't know how many. Excuse me. I don't know how many of these practical jokes are on YouTube, but just look it up. TV Bloopers and Practical Jokes. Look it up, and you will see a couple of them. Anyway, I mean the video quality is going to be bad because in some cases, like more than 30 years old. In some cases, of those bloopers. But look it up if you're going to laugh for a few minutes. It's not very long clips. Check them out on YouTube. So that's my review of TV's Bloopers and Practical Jokes. Please click on the video. Please rate it. Feel free to comment on it. Please subscribe to my channel. And please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all of my videos on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com. That's OWDY. C.com. There's a homepage of the Rally Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on all of his content on his website. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.